There is no spoon. By the time we're done here, we will see varying network environments the varying network environments organizations use to store and access resources. So we're kind of at a weird place in time. What I mean by that is it's kind of like that spoon. Where is the spoon? I don't know. What is the spoon? I know that. It's the resources that we're trying to access. And we're at a place where the ship has left the dock. It's out to sea. Organizations have embraced the public cloud, but they also have their own private clouds, and some of them do hybrid clouds. And then some other ones use it all on premise, and some use a blend of it all. And where are we going to land, and what am I even talking about? That's what this nugget is. And I've got to confess, I don't know where this nugget ends up in the grand scheme of things. I think I had the thought, I'm like, this should be the first nugget in the skill. Like, where's our stuff? And let's figure out the network that we use to get it there. But then I was like, well, if we don't appreciate the network that we use to get it there, then we won't really care where our stuff is. Anyway, it's stuck in my mind. You'll know, you'll see the order of the videos. So you'll know what I decided when it's all said and done. So this is probably going to be the last video of this skill, because I want you to understand how the networks work that help us reach all these different locations. Right now, today, most businesses use a mix of resource locations. That is, they have stuff that's in the public cloud, and the public cloud is things like AWS or Azure or Office 365 or Google Apps and Google Docs. Everybody knows it, and then on-prem, this is the stuff that we have in-house. We might have our own Active Directory server that maintains all the user accounts that we use for our organization. We might have a print server or a file server. There's all kinds of different things that we can have on premise to service the people, at least from a resource architecture. Then yet others use private clouds. And the private cloud is where you have your own data center or data centers that you are using. And within that, I mean, it could be a data center that you own, like my organization owns the whole data center, or it could be an organization or a data center that you're, why am I thinking co-inhabitation? Co-leasing, what's the word? It's co-something. It's subleasing. Essentially, the data center is owned by the data center, and they sublease little racks out to each one of you. Chat it in the comments if you remember what it's co-location. Yeah, there you go. When you hear co-locate, that it just hit me. Co-location is where you're using essentially somebody else's data center. Like, for instance, I'm using Iron Mountain data centers, right? I don't own that data center. They do. I'm just subleasing or co-locating my devices at that data center. And you could store your stuff in there. I mean, we could have titled this nugget. Maybe I will. Where's my stuff? Is it in one of these, all of these, spread between these different locations? And what I'm trying to tell you, if I could just land the plane, that co-location just killed me, is that most organizations today use some mix of these. And where will it end? I don't know. Will we always have a need for the private cloud? And I guess I should also say, why am I asking? Because that is going to affect our network architecture. That's going to determine what kind of connectivity we're going to use both within those locations, like if we have our own private cloud, and within our own organization. Now, I mentioned one more thing I want to say here. What is a hybrid cloud? I know some people aren't sure where that is. That's where we have both resources in the public cloud and in a private cloud, and oftentimes replicating between them. For example, Microsoft Azure is designed to host Active Directory, essentially Microsoft's user databases and policies, in a Microsoft maintained system. Well, not everybody wants to do that, because essentially if that fails, then so does their business, so does their ability to have people log into their computer. So a lot of them will say, well, that's great, and I know we're moving there, but I'm going to keep a copy of that database and actively replicate between the two in the private cloud environment. So that way, I kind of control it. I know if it's going to go up or down, and I'm also leveraging a lot of the resources the public cloud gives me. And that's it. All of this could be summed up. I can cross this all out and just say the title of this is Where's My Stuff? Because the location of that stuff dictates network architecture. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.